Okay, so what I look for when I walk into a classroom with respect to Domain 3 and T-Test, to be honest, I think it's probably one of the most important domains that we have to look at with T-Test. And the reason is because it's the part that you're actually engaging the students. You're looking for student engagement. You're looking for teacher providing that classroom experience that the kids are going to want to be in and engage in. And so what I look for when I come in is immediately I look for student engagement. I look and see what the kids are doing. Are they on their cell phones? Are they paying attention to what is going on in the class? If they're working in small groups, are they collaborating with each other, or are they just hanging out? And to be honest, it's fairly easy to tell when you walk in a classroom what type of classroom culture that teacher is having in her class. When kids are engaged, when they are learning, you don't see them on their cell phones. You don't see them hanging out with their buddies or chit-chatting. You see meaningful conversation going on. And it's exciting when that happens because you know that the teacher has procedures in place. The kids know what those procedures are. They're following them, and they're learning. And more importantly than that, they're having fun doing it. And that's probably the most important part of this domain is that you want to create a classroom of lifelong learners, obviously. But in order to do that, you have to get them to be engaged, and you have to get them to have fun and enjoy what they're doing. And so I look for students that are engaged in the classroom, engaged with each other, and that are having fun, that are enjoying the lessons that they're being taught, and getting the most out of what's being taught to them. And it's easy, like I said, it's pretty easy to tell. And when that happens, it's really a great feeling to see that. So when I walk into a room, obviously the things that I'm looking for are the way the classroom is set up. It needs to be set up in such a way where students are able to engage not only with the teacher, but with each other as well. So there's a lot of different styles or different ways that you can set up a classroom. But the most important thing for me when I go in is, are students collaborating? Are they collaborating with each other, and are they collaborating with the teacher? And so if you have desks that, for example, that are in a U shape or in rows, that's a difficult position to put kids in to collaborate with each other. You're going to have kids trying to turn around, talk to each other, sitting uncomfortably. So I look for a classroom that's set up for student engagement, for students to actually talk to each other and collaborate with each other. If they're set up in groups, for example, let's say a little square of four desks together, that's a good way to get students to collaborate. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just that way. You can have students sitting in a corner with each other, as long as they are comfortable, they are engaging each other in meaningful conversation about the topic that you're discussing in class. That's the main thing that I look for. The classroom obviously has to be clean, has to be an inviting environment for the students. But more than that, they have to be comfortable in the fact that they can collaborate with each other, talk to each other, and have access to each other. So I look for a room that's easily accessible for kids to collaborate with each other. Domain 3 talks about student behavior, talks about classroom culture, and then 3.1 is teacher organizes a safe and efficient classroom. So when you go into a classroom and you look for those things, obviously you want to see procedures on the wall, possibly a set of rules, not a 10, 15 rules, maybe 1 to 3 rules that are solid, that the kids know that this is what they have to do in the classroom. So what you want to do is you want to set the expectation for a student. So you want a student to know, hey, these are the rules that need to be followed in this classroom. They're posted for you to see every day, so there's no excuse for you not to know them. And then you want to see also some of the things that we also look for when we go in there, fundamental 5. So we want to see the I will, we will statements in the class. Those are super important so the kids actually know what it is they're going to be doing for that day. When you put those up, you obviously have the statement that tells you what you're going to be doing, but then you also have the closing statement Get a statement that's going to tell the kids what they're going to produce to show you that they've mastered the TEK that you're teaching for that day. So those are the things you look for. You want to make sure you see that on the board. You want to make sure that you see, some, like I said, a good set of concise classroom rules, and you want to look that the students are following those policies and procedures.